just want to begin with, we are seeing this global transition towards, electrification and SDVs, as well as, the safety space with growing, movement towards ADAS and, full autonomy. So just your thoughts about, how is Aptiv enabling this transition globally for the automotive industry?
Yeah, great question, and that leads us into the reason why we're down here and the celebration we'll have tomorrow at the plant. So it's exactly that transformation that is leading us to investing $45 million into expanding our facility in Chennai for the manufacturing of SDV products. And eventually that the initial focus is on an integrated cockpit computer, but that the plant and the assembly line and all the investment is there to scale up to include ADAS systems, level 0 to level 2 plus. As you rightly mentioned, the industry is in a significant transformation, and now is a phenomenal time to invest in India. So a couple of years ago, Aptiv was kind of pivotal in making sure that the transition to electric vehicles was that we enabled Indian OEMs, Tata, Mahindra, MG, and others to make that transition to secure some of the EV market. And now we're seeing that transition into the software-defined vehicle as well. And as you mentioned, the increased take rates of ADAS systems, level 0 to level 2, from basic blind spot detection, AEB, to adaptive cruise control and other technologies, that's taking place. So we're in discussions with a number of OEMs. Obviously, we have awards, and that's leading to our investment in Chennai that we'll celebrate tomorrow.
And when do we see the final result of this investment, Mr. Coles? I mean, when is this capacity going to get commissioned in the near future?
Yeah, the majority of that investment, the $45 million, has already been invested. The plant is in place. The SMT line, the manufacturing line, is in place. The final assembly is in place. We're just starting to ramp up that product now. So over the next 6 months, you'll see more on the products and the technology that's being delivered by that plant. And what's really important is to know that this isn't just manufacturing. The design and development of this product happen in Bangalore. So this is designed in India, developed in India, manufactured in India for India. And that's critically important because that allows us to leverage the technical capability out of the Bangalore office and have the scale and flexibility necessary and the competitiveness necessary to secure the business in India.
Okay. So when do we see the commencing supplies from this plant?
The plant is, so this is an expansion of an existing plant. So we do have some product that's already coming out of the plant, specifically body control modules, I'd say less complex ECUs. What you'll see in the coming months, and you'll see pieces of that tomorrow, is really I'd say a high compute product for the cockpit that really delivers a feature-rich, immersive experience for the driver and the passengers. Really, I'd say that if you look at the compute power of the system and the features contained in the system, it rivals that of any OEM globally. It is I'd say, again, if you consider the fact this is designed, developed, and manufactured in India, it's an industry first. This is an extremely high-powered device that will be launched with one of our OEM customers in the coming months.
Right. And you mentioned Tata and Mahindra in your previous response. So are these the two major OEMs you're already in discussions with for some of your future products?
They would certainly be on the list, Mayank. When you consider who we do business with, we already mentioned that we kind of led, we're the leading supplier for EV products with Tata, Mahindra, MG. We've also won awards with Hyundai in India as a leading supplier. We've also won awards with Maruti Suzuki here recently, just a couple of months ago. And we just recently won an award as a leading supplier for Mahindra as well. So that gives you a view of the main customer base we're exploring. But we're also, we're looking for export opportunities as well. As I mentioned, this plant scales. The initial focus is on the Indian OEM market, the transition that market is going through, but clearly built to scale, built for export as well.
So which are the key markets that you're looking to export from India?
It would be, I'd say, key markets could be anything in this region.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Arun talk about some of the incentives we're availing, but the point is, once we have scale, it could be with a customer, it could be with a specific product, it could be with a region. We can exploit that with the investment that we made.
Sure.
Yeah, we are looking at what could be the best synergies. So it's not a specific customer which we are looking at today, but as we look at growing the business aggressively in the region, Mayank, we will see what would be good candidates, which where we can leverage also some of the benefits we get from PLI to be able to ship from this market as such.
Is it correct to assume, Mr. Arun, that the APAC region primarily is going to be the main focus for you for exports from India?
At this point, yes, please.
Okay, right. Coming back to you, Mr. Cole. So, just want to understand from you about, some of the emerging trends that you see in the space of HMI, UX, UI, with vehicles becoming more futuristic. And, I recently test drove the Tata Curve EV, the latest product from Tata Motors. So, all, full digital clusters and all those things coming in. So just your broad perspective on, the emerging trends in this space of HMI.
Yeah, great question. When you consider, I'll break that into both user experience and ADAS. When you consider user experience, these are very sophisticated, very complex, very feature-rich systems. So you really need a supplier that has all the capabilities that you can deploy across the software stack and across the different hardware devices. So that starts with the compute system, that starts with an operating system, middleware, that starts with the HMI on top. And of course, these systems and the system we'll be launching is updatable over the air, so you can continue to add features and improve features over time. And now Aptiv is the only tier one supplier that through our acquisition of Wind River, we have from sensing and perception through compute all the way up through over-the-air updates. We own that entire stack. That gives us the ability to go to a customer, offer them a full turnkey system or offer them components of that system, full flexibility and full scale. Now, the architecture of this product is also vitally important because when you architect a product like this, you need to have that software architecture and the system architecture as such that you can really be flexibility with scale. It might be a mid or a mid market vehicle, could be a high-end vehicle. You need to be able to have a system that you can leverage across both mid and high and potentially extend into low. So scalability, flexibility, cost competitiveness is key for us and the OEMs to really have a return on that investment. And it's, I mentioned architecture of having containerized software, having software that is easily updatable is key. And then you can not only leverage it through one OEM's platforms, but across several OEMs. And applying similar principles to active safety or advanced driver assistance systems, same thing. If you're looking just for entry level, maybe you just need a radar or a corner radar for blind spot detection. Maybe you need a camera for automatic emergency braking. But at some point, and we're seeing this now in India, where there's NCAP ratings. You want the four-star, 5-star. You want to make sure that you have a safe product on the road. That's clearly aligned with our mission as well. Zero accidents is to have a system that you can scale from level 0 to level 2+. And we do that with what we call our Gen 6 ADAS system. It has AI, ML enabled perception, that's cameras and radar. It has the compute. It has the algorithms, perception, planning, has high definition maps, again, all the way up to upgradable over the air. So those scalable systems are key so that an OEM doesn't have to choose 2 or 3 different architectures. They don't need to work with 2 or 3 different suppliers. They can work with us. We have a flexible system. We have a perception stack that we can offer, or we can use somebody else's. We have a parking system we can offer, or we can use somebody else's. But that scalability and flexibility is key here in India to hit the cost points and to deliver the features that the customer wants.
Right, right. So are you already into agreements with some of your customers, and are you already supplying these cost-effective solutions in India?
We have agreements with customers outside of India. We have awards that we've secured. And the reason for that investment, Mayank, is we're seeing, yes, we are in conversations with OEMs, of course, but we're seeing that market take hold, and we're confident we'll be able to scale up this plant to produce those type of systems. So it's just a matter of time. Aptiv has the right technology, the right partnerships, the right relationships. Only a matter of time before we secure and deliver that business.
Sure. And you see the I mean, just what new opportunities do you see with SDVs? With the SDV megatrend, what new opportunities does it open for you as a key technology supplier?
Yeah, on multiple fronts. As a matter of fact, the product that we're launching out of the plant, we would consider an SDV product. It is a software-defined product. It is updatable over the air. It really has, with the OEM partner, we focused on the hardware set, the sensors, the capabilities of the system first, and then added the features on top. And we made sure that this system is flexible, scalable, and again, you can add features after the vehicle's been sold. I'll refrain from talking about all the features and all the content. That we'll just have to wait for the next conversation for that. But trust me, it's a very impressive device. But when we talk about the software-defined vehicle, what the OEM typically their first decision is how they upgrade their vehicle network, and that again with Aptiv not only does advanced safety systems and user experience systems. We also do the electrical distribution systems, so the wiring harness, high voltage systems. So when they make that transition to SVA, you then get into zonal compute, you get into domain controllers, it changes your vehicle architecture. So we're there with the customers, helping to define that vehicle network. And then this is where, again, the investment we're making in Chennai comes in play, where we start to see these high performance compute systems with SDV type software, meaning that it's containerized, it's updatable over the air, and it extends the life cycle of the product. So we're seeing those systems now. It will take time. We were the leaders in what we call a smart vehicle architecture. That included the electrical distribution system and the zonal compute. We have a number of awards that we've already announced with SVA over the years, and now we're starting to see that pull through in India as well. So the number of conversations we're having with OEMs in India and outside India continues to increase. And again, it's only a matter of time for SDV. It's a question of when, not if.
Right. So the final fruit of all the high-end technologies that you're developing right now, or you already have developed and are going to bring in the near future, is going to come out with a completely ground-up EV SDV sort of a platform.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Now, the products that we were talking about, specifically the integrated cockpit controller and Gen 6 ADAS or our ADAS systems, really powertrain agnostic. If you consider you get in a vehicle and you want a safety system, it doesn't really care what's the propulsion system is. So we're often powertrain agnostic with most of our products. And in as much as an OEM can use the same product in an EV or in a hybrid or in an ICE engine. So for us, the powertrain, it's that shift in the architecture, not necessarily a shift in the powertrain, that really allows us a great entry point. And I will also say everything I'm talking about, whether it's at the high performance compute, smart vehicle architecture, software defined vehicle, this is designed in India, developed in India, and made in India for India. So we really leveraging the technical capability we built in the Bangalore office to deliver these cutting edge solutions to the customers.
Sure. And I'll take that to Mr. Arun. Your thoughts on, what role is India really playing in the global scheme of things for Aptiv? I know you last year opened the tech center in Bangalore. So if you could just give me a quick overview about, the kind of roles and responsibilities that India is defining for Aptiv globally.
Yeah, if you look at the, glad you know about the tech center in Bangalore. So if you look at it, that tech center pretty much is an integral part of every product which we deliver globally. So more than talking about how this is helping, this center is helping global, it's like how that global center is being used to bring in the same technologies into India as such. And that's where, that center has been and will continue to be an integral part. And when we talk about frugal engineering, right, we derive quite a lot of reuse. We are able to bring the best of the technologies that Aptiv uses worldwide very quickly into the Indian market as such. And we just need to adapt it to the use cases which we have here. So it becomes much more easier, and we will continue to grow that engineering center as such, Mayank.
Right. So what's the workforce size right now, Mr. Arun? And are you really leveraging the software powerhouse that India is really known for?
Absolutely. We have about 2,300 people in the facility in Bangalore. And if you just look at that, about 5 years back, it was less than 1,000.
Okay. So that's a significant growth over the last 5 years. You've almost
Yeah.
doubled, more than doubled that.
Right, and that includes, not your software skills, that systems engineering. It's AI,
Mm-hmm.
artificial
Mm-hmm.
intelligence engineers, machine learning
Right.
engineers, are
Right.
really into, I'd say, the key capabilities and access to technology so that we can really drive new and innovative products. And that's really coming out of the Bangalore office. So it's well beyond software. It's hardware, mechanical systems, AI, ML, all skills.
Mhm. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, I need to re-stress what Matt said because we invest quite a lot on the AI ML space in Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
is set to ramp up quite
Okay.
fast as such.
Yeah, and we share that office with Wind River. Wind River was an
Mm-hmm.
acquisition we closed a year and a
Right.
half ago. We actually share that office with Wind River. So Wind River has the operating system, a real-time operating system that we deploy on our products. They have a
Mm-hmm.
hypervisor, Helix, which we deploy on our products, and they also have a Linux distribution. So it's very useful to have Wind River on site. Again, all the way from sensing to cloud, we carry the full portfolio, and having Wind River there really makes that a powerful tech center as well.
Right, right. Also want to gauge your, perception on this entire shift towards electrification. Although we are seeing sort of an accelerated transition, but also, in a lot of parts of the world, there is a bit of a slowdown or a plateauing in EV sales at this point in time. So your thoughts on, I mean, does that really impact your forward strategy, or you're going to maintain your trajectory? I mean, just want to understand on that.
Yeah, clearly, the industry was maybe a little irrational about EV penetration in the beginning of this year. It did slow down. We saw that globally. There's no doubt about it. It does not change our strategy at all. As I mentioned before, for a number of our products, if you think about our mission, safe, zero accidents, green, zero emissions, and connected, which means seamless connectivity. Yeah, certainly electric vehicles factor into that, but I'd say that our strategy remains unchanged. Our strategy for India remains unchanged. We did see EVs take off in India, good penetration. We are very cautious about continued penetration of EVs in the Indian market. Clearly, you often have early adopters. You see some traction initially. You'll pick up some higher end vehicles, but we have yet to see that really take grip with the lower cost segment inside India. So we're I'd say realistic about the EV penetration inside India, but it does not change our strategy. And as mentioned before, for a lot of our products, and certainly those within advanced safety and user experience, we're powertrain agnostic. We're looking for that curve of increased features in the cockpit, increased ADAS penetration in India. We believe that's here. We believe it's coming, and that was the reason for the $45 million investment in Chennai.
Right. And specifically talking about safety, Mr. Cole, so, as we transition towards all these, advanced active safety solutions, including ADAS, level 0 to, level 3 plus and beyond. I mean, India is a very unique market in terms of our road conditions, our driving behaviors, driving patterns. So do you see challenges there in terms of developing solutions specific to the Indian market?
As it relates to the features and functionality, largely what is used globally is used in India, and it's a fairly large but. it does require local adaptation. We know this. If you drive around in a imported vehicle versus a local vehicle with the same features on it, they operate completely differently. There is training that's required. There is a certain integration that's also unique for India. And we've actually designed and developed our products to be scalable for that purpose, level 0 to level 2 plus, to make sure that we can adapt to regional requirements, whether it be the Indian roads, which tend to be a little bit more congested, a little less lane marking, different obstacles on the road. So when you talk about training and classification of objects, we've adapted our development processes and our products to make sure that we can meet those needs. And it is a different market, and that should be clear.
Right. And are you also eyeing the two-wheeler segment in India in terms of your ADAS solutions, maybe?
Yeah, we address the mobility market, and I'd say that our focus more has been on four-wheelers, passenger vehicles, and commercial vehicles. But as we see opportunity in adjacent markets, and that includes two-wheelers, we'll certainly evaluate them.
Right.
And because there are opportunities for safety systems on two-wheelers, just as there is infotainment. But Aptiv will right now our focus is on the four-wheeler market and commercial vehicle market, but we'll continue to evaluate adjacent markets such as two-wheeler.
Right. Just lastly, Mr. Coles, India is right now one of the fastest growing economies and one of the fastest moving automotive markets as well. So are you bullish on India's potential for you going forward? And also, you're investing $45 million right now. But if we talk about a mid to long term strategy, maybe, do you also have some other capex already envisaged in the short term?
Well, we continue to invest in India. Yes, we are very bullish on India. It's 6 million vehicles, fifth largest market in the world. It's going to continue to increase as the infrastructure continues to develop, as the economy continues to develop. We expect nothing but growth from the India market, and we study it very, very carefully. And I'd say that our investment, and that's why we're very excited about and proud about it. It's a phenomenal time to invest in India, And we've set up the capability in Bangalore. We've set up their technical knowledge in India. So now is the time to design, develop, and manufacture in India for India. So very bullish. And we have set up this investment. This is it's our largest investment into manufacturing for last year and this year. That was very deliberate because we do believe in this market. We believe in this region. And we've designed this plant and the investment to be scalable, again, to see increased investment, specifically with manufacturing equipment and capital, so that we can continue to grow in the Chennai facility.
Right. And just clarification, I think you have around 7 plants already in the Indian market?
Correct. Correct. We have 13,000 employees, 7 manufacturing facilities, 3 technical centers, and a tooling center in Cochin.
Right. Great. On that note, Mr. Cole, thank you so much for speaking to Autocar Professional. Really appreciate your time and to giving me all the details on Aptiv's future strategy here. Thank you. Thanks a lot.